What is Carlos Slim Hello's net worth? The richest Mexican man. Stay tuned and learn more about the lives of rich people. Hello dear friends, Carlos Slim Hello is a Mexican businessman whose fortune is estimated at $69 billion. Carlos Slim Hello is the richest man in Mexico and one of the richest men in the world. His business is mainly focused on the telecommunications industry in Mexico, and he's known as one of the richest men in the world. Business career. Slim's business career began when he took a job as a stock trader in Mexico after graduating from university. By 1965, his private investments brought in $400,000 in profits, which he used to start a brokerage company, Inversora Bursátil. With the purchase of Jarritos del Sur in 1965, he began laying the groundwork for what would eventually become the conglomerate Grupo Carso. He founded Inmobiliaria Carso in 1966, valued at $40 million at the time. He continued to focus on expanding his business in various industries such as auto parts, aluminium, air freight, chemicals, tobacco, paper and packaging, tires, retails and hotels, among others. He paid particular attention to acquiring companies in construction, soft drinks, printing, real estate, bottling and mining. By 1972, he had acquired 7 businesses in these categories, and by 1976, he had also acquired a 60% stake in Galas de Mexico, a cigarette label printer, for $1 million. He formed all of these interests in parent company, Grupo Galas, in 1980. Using a strategy of buying at an undervalue and eventually selling his stake for a profit after it went up in price, or simply clinging to it for cash flow at the same time, Slim was able to invest heavily and buy up large percentages of many businesses during the crisis. The Mexican economic downturn in 1982-1985. He merged his Corporación Industrial Carso and Grupo in Bursa into the huge conglomerate Grupo Carso in 1990. He continued to acquire ownership or stakes in companies, primarily making huge profits when Grupo Carso acquired Telmex from the Mexican government after Mexico privatized its telecommunications industry in the early 1990s. Slim shifted his focus to US businesses in the 2000s when he began acquiring large stakes in several major US retailers such as Office Max, Circuit City, and Barnes & Noble. During the 2008 global financial crisis, he also acquired a 6.4% stake worth $27 million in the New York Times, increasing his stake to 8% by 2012 and again to 16.8% of the Class A company in 2015. That makes him the company's largest shareholder. Slim has significant influence over the telecommunications industry in Mexico and much of Latin America. He controls Telefonos de Mexico, Telcel, and America Móvil. He has also expanded his telecommunications empire abroad by buying Telecom Austria in 2014. In recent years, he has also made a number of investments in various technology-related ventures. For example, Grupo Carso launched the online music service Claro Música in January 2015 as the Latin American equivalent or competitor to services such as iTunes and Spotify. In 2013, America Móvil also invested $40 million in Shazam, a UK mobile-based music identification service. In addition, Slim's real estate holding company, Inmobiliaria Carso, owns more than 20 shopping centers, including 10 in Mexico City. He also develops, owns and operates numerous residential and commercial properties throughout Mexico. Not only does Slim invest in real estate, he is also involved in Mexican prison management, which he began in April 2013, trying to expand his investments in his construction finance company, which also includes other infrastructure assets such as tolls, roads, hydroelectric plants, and water treatment facilities in his portfolio. The richest man in the world. On August 8, 2007, Fortune magazine reported that Slim had surpassed Bill Gates in total wealth. This was the first time in 16 years that the richest man in the world was not from the United States, the Middle East, or Europe, but from an emerging economy. Gates' fortune eventually grew until 2010, when Carlos came in first place again. Between 2010 and 2013, Carlos and Bill regularly traded first. Personal life. Slim was married to Sumaya Domit from 1967 until her death in 1999. Together, they had 6 children: Carlos, Marco Antonio, Patrick, Sumaya, Vanessa, and Joanna. He did not remarry after his wife's death. His 3 eldest sons held key positions in the companies controlled by Slim and are very involved in the day-to-day management of the family business empire. Real estate. Carlos Slim's fortune is also linked to his real estate investments. Having made fortune in telecommunications, Slim went into construction. In addition to his modest 6-bedroom house in Mexico City's Lomas de Chapultepec neighborhood, near where he grew up and where he has lived for more than 40 years, Carlos also owns more than 20 shopping centers in his native Mexico. More than 10 of these malls are located in Mexico City, and he operates stores in the country under American brands, including 5X in Opie, 5X, and Sony Rastoga. In 2010, he built one of the largest private residences in Manhattan. The mansion, known as the Duke Siemens Mansion or the home of Benjamin Ann and Sarah Duke, is located on 5th Avenue in New York City. The son of Lebanese immigrants to Mexico, Slim reportedly paid about $44 million for the more than 19,000 square foot property, including 14 bathrooms and 12 bedrooms over 8 floors. In 2015, he sold the mansion for $80 million, nearly double the amount he bought 5 years earlier. Now wanting to relax his efforts to expand his investments in commercial real estate, especially in the US, Carlos has been known to acquire a significant portion of the country's expensive private homes and commercial buildings through companies associated with him. In March 2015, for example, a Slim-affiliated company bought PepsiCo Americas Beverages, headquartered in Somas, just north of New York City. It was reported that Grupo Carso paid nearly $87 million for the 9-story, 540,000 square feet on a 200-acre campus. The year before, Skiro Carso bought PepsiCo Americas Beverages, a company also associated with Slim, bought a 162,780 square foot building known as Market Buildings, a notable property in downtown Detroit built in 1905. The building, which housed stores, offices, and restaurants, was reportedly purchased for $5.7 million. He owns a mining company. As noted, Carlos Slim is the king of person who will invest in profitable businesses, one of which is mining sector. The Mexican billionaire owns the mining company Minera Frisco. The Mexican-based company is subsidiary of Grupo Carso SAB de CV, a conglomerate that operates in virtually every business sector, including manufacturing, commerce, infrastructure, construction, and the automotive sector. Its operations are focused on the placement of minerals in the 3 main stages of production and sales of lead silver concentrates, zinc concentrates, copper in cathode, gold and silver roads, etc. Frisco owns 9 mines in Zacatecas, Sonora, Chihuahua, and Puebla. In 2010, the Mexican tycoon opened 2 new $367 million mining companies in the state of Chihuahua in the north of his country. Although the company has faced growing problems, including a steep drop in productivity, there is no doubt that Slim is generating huge profits from the business. Net worth information. Slim owns 57% of the cell phone giant American Mobile. He also owns large stakes in banking and insurance company Grupo Financiero, in Bursa, and holding company Grupo Carso, as well as other stakes in companies such as Minera Frisco and the New York Times. Although he has passed shares to his 6 children, Slim is the patriarch of the family fortune and gets credit for their billions. He has made more than $7 billion over the past decades in dividends alone. He is a well-known philanthropist. In addition to spending his money buying luxury homes and cars, Carlos also spent his fortune on good causes. One such way he gives back to his community is through charity. In 1995, he founded Fundación Telmex, a large-scale charitable foundation considered one of the largest philanthropic institutions in Latin America. The foundation's activities include healthcare, food conservation, disaster relief, and university scholarships for thousands of students who would otherwise not be able to pursue higher education. In May 2011, Slim was named to Forbes' world's list of biggest givers after donating $4 billion to his foundation. In 2019, he was again named one of the world's most generous philanthropists outside of the United States. In addition to creating Fundación Telmex, Slim is also known for creating Fundación Carlos Slim, which sponsors his private museum, and co-funding Fundación del Centro Historical de la Ciudad de Mexico así, a complex that includes an evangelization center, museum, columbarium, medical center, and market. Today, we talked one of the richest people in the world. Do you think he can make the top